Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to your Ipswich Buses full-time fans react show. I am your host, The Gov, and we are reacting to Ipswich Town 1, Oxford United 1. Right at the death, they took 3 points from us, so we returned to Suffolk with only 1. That's definitely 2 points dropped. Does it now? Albeit not mathematically, but does it take us out of the playoff race? I would love to hear your thoughts this evening. This is the Fans React Show, the part of the show where, as always, we hand it over to you. We give you a link, a live chat, get involved, have your say. I have got a lovely beef lasagna in the oven, so I've only got 50 minutes, so it's not going to be a long show tonight, but we want to make it a quality show. We want to make it an in-depth show, so please do have your say. Use the link that is in the chat right this moment, and if you should so wish to, please do consider supporting us through Ko-Fi. One-off or monthly contributions help the platform to grow, so we are in a good and great position for what in all reality is looking like another season in League One. Guttering, says Safety Guy, and that's probably, you know, a fair point. Gutted, says Neil Perks. Season's over for me. Duncan, shithousing again. Mega support. Sorry for the fans. What a pre-assist from Chaplin, says Mike. Keeping hold of his sense of humour there. We do love to see that. I'll bring back Quick Top. I'll bring back Curtis. It's finished 1-1. Was also nearly 3 points. Curtis, I'll come to you first. What do you make of today's game?
I suppose the gutting aspect of it is that late goal. Then, it's so annoying because it looked like we were going to get those much needed 3 points against one of the teams in the top 6, which has been our issue for the whole season, and this, that, and the other. And again, just it's just going at the moment. I mean, I heard the Oxford commentary saying that we'd played Oxford off the park. I don't think we played them off the park. I thought it was two teams who realistically nullified each other. I thought Morsey made a difference in the second half, but yeah, again, Ipswich do Ipswich, and they let you down in that final minute. Oh. Yeah, he's even that good. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Curtis and Coxey show. Hang on, back again.
Sorry, I'm back. Carry on. I was listening to you. You stopped. Why'd you stop?
Because you thought you were just about to try and take the reins and take it forward. Go on, Curtis.
Carry on, Curtis.
It was just it's a depressing way to end that game when you were so close to getting the much needed 3 points. I think that has quite literally come to the cruelest end of our chances in the playoffs. I think it could have happened. And yeah, I thought both teams just nullified each other. I don't think one team outplayed the other. I thought the second half we might have done a little bit more, and we possibly edged it. But I think we just did what typical Ipswich do. We let them down.
Okay.
That's it.
No, fair points. Coxey, I'll get your opinion, then I'll come to some comments in the chat, and then we've got Louis waiting in the VIP area. I do invite you all to have your say, either live chat or use the link. Are the playoffs now unattainable? How do you feel after that? Guttering is a word we'll probably hear a lot this evening. Who would you give your man of the match to? The Joe Pigott, is that can we safely file that in the bin now? Is that over? He resembled a squash wall today, Coxey. The ball just pinged off him every which way.
Yeah, he tried hard. I personally can't criticise how hard he tried, but as you said, he couldn't buy a bit of luck at all.
Okay. And what did you make of today's game? Obviously, guttering is a key word, but
Yeah, try not to use the word gutted, but I dare say it's going to be said many more in our show as we move forward. I thought second half we as Curtis said, we did sort of two teams sort of nullified each other. We were sort of, it was it was never going to be a high scoring game. Yes, it's so difficult. I mean, we played better second half. When I heard that Morsey and Bond were coming on, I thought, oh my God, you got somebody coming on who's out of form and scored in, 12 games or whatever it is. And Morsey and, Martha Stewart was saying, well, even when he was warming up, he didn't look right. But hell, they made a difference when he came on. It was just gave us that little bit of oomph we needed. And we slightly were the better team in the second half, but nobody outplayed each other, as the Oxford commentary said on whatever stream Curtis was watching.
Yeah. Final. It's the difference in the two teams is what you saw right at the end, isn't it, Coxie? That's why they'll be playing in the playoffs come April, and we'll be sitting at home watching the playoffs, because at the final death, when it really matters, there's a quality ball. There's a final piece of quality. I've seen us put that same cross in. Well, I haven't seen us put that cross in all season. That's the issue. It's off. If that was Ipswich chasing a goal, you can bet your bottom dollar that would have hit the first man. But when it matters, there's that piece of quality. There's that header. There's that goal. There's a point instead of 0 for them, and that's why they're in the playoffs, or will be come April, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Could have said it better myself. It was just we were the better side second half, but it's never over to not the fat lady sings or the bloke in the black blows his whistle. And it's just that, as you said, if it would have been Ipswich, we would have just come off the the right back or the left back, and but it's a quality ball and then bang, 1-1 over.
Yeah. Question marks over the goalkeeper for me. Perhaps should have saved it. Burgess is falling asleep, and it's a great ball in the box. Wharton, question marks for the goal for you, Kurt? How do you see it?
I think it was just a lapse in concentration again, which is the most annoying thing.
You can't have those lapses in the 95th minute. That's unforgivable if you're a top team.
No, I fully agree. But that's what it is. I think this team is now. I think we might actually believe in our own hype a bit at the moment, and how strong our defensive record is, where they might have thought that they could just easily see it out, but then it comes to something like that where it is make or break in the final minute, and then unfortunately the pressure has become a bit too much, and possibly there is just a lapse of concentration between the goalkeeper and the defence there. I think to give a player a free header like that is absolutely poor. Yeah, I mean, you do everything you can. You do everything you can to make sure that the player doesn't climb over any of your players there. Whether that means doing the dirty work and maybe slightly pulling the shirt down, things like that. Just do anything you can to make sure that the player doesn't climb above our defence, because we've not got the smallest defence as well, and that's what the most annoying thing is. We've got players there who could have easily got to that, had their head screwed on. But I don't know. I mean, Walton was a bit, when it did go flying, it just looked like he kind of like flapped at the back. But it's annoying. I don't know. I was very, very close to coming out of that game like with a bit of hype and excitement towards the next games. And I think that's the most depressing thing about this, is how quickly the mood can change from what a fantastic win that could have been to now the excitement and the hope for the rest of the season has unfortunately gone with that one header, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Sarah Davis absolutely gutted, feels sick. James B, that's us all over. Can't beat these teams. Ben Holmes, Bond was good for me today. Mike D, almost the perfect away performance. Bond was excellent when he came on, looked like a new player. Norman, Bon and Morsey made a huge difference. Paul P is the hope that kills you. Ben, a bit more stronger than Paul P. Fuck off to your university, you pricks. Can't buy when he gets the top size in the league. Jordan Cansdale, Brenner said it would have been our best win of the season. Did he not watch the 6-0? It's Brenner. It's Brenner. Leighton, absolutely gutted. Totally dominated the second half. Neil Perks, I think the subs gave us impetus to go on and get the goal, and hard to believe it's snatched away yet again. Duncan, yes, Coxey and Curtis got absolutely gutted listening to home comms felt for pigs. Andrew Laws just sums up our season. Nearly not quite there. Only had the ball for about 3 minutes. Why can't we do corners like that and set plays like that? Because we're too busy pissing about putting a short one in, Kurt.
Yeah.
Put the ball in the box.
That's why we've had over, what was the start, 200 corners and we've only scored from one or something like that. Like, I mean, that is laughable. Considering the height that we have at the back, the fact that we seem to be going for these shite little flicking corners, it's shambolic. I don't understand why we're doing it. Why don't you just whack the ball into the box? And if it don't come off, it don't come off. But at least you can throw a few heads at it. These little things where you piss them out of the corner and you pass it to about 3 men before you actually launch it in the box. I don't understand it, and I think that to me is just poor. I think our set pieces in general have been poor. I think they are very poor. We very rarely get a man on the end of them. But unfortunately, that again, like Mike D said earlier, it's the story of the season. Really,
but to get a man on the end of him, Kurt, you first got to at least put the ball in the bloody in the box.
Yeah. But I think when we do, unfortunately, we've shown that we are very lackluster, even when we do get a man on the end of it. So I don't know who you bring in or what you certainly train on during the week on the training ground, but I think that's certainly an area that needs to be looked at, because to have a stat which is something of 200 odd corners or whatever it is, and to only score one,
good enough. Unacceptable.
Poor.
Totally unacceptable. You're absolutely right. 199 from Jeremy. Thank you very much, Jeremy. Sarah, with all those boys in the box, who'd want to be the goalkeeper? To be fair, Burgess sleeping. Yeah, but it's the goal. But that's what makes you money, Sarah. That's what wins you the points. That's what makes the Bart Walton conversation for me, Kurt. I'm sorry to go back to yourself there. Sort of redundant, because that's a big moment in the season. And it might be harsh, but it's a big moment in the season. And I think you got a hand to it. If you get a hand, you want to save it, don't you?
No, it is exactly what you said. It is the biggest moment of the season due to what was relying on that. So it was the biggest moment of the season. With those 3 points, you then could go on and charge into those playoffs like we all wanted. Unfortunately, it's more annoying that it's a free header. It's a free header in the 94th minute, and you're allowing that to go on. Like you've realistically, you've done the hard part. You've done the 94 minutes of realistically. They've not really just see it out. But we piss about a lot. We piss about, and I don't understand these whole I put out a tweet. I don't understand these triangular passes that we sometimes do when you could just get it forward. I mean, there was a chance I think it was in the first half where Piggott, I think he was holding against the defender and laid it off to someone else. But when I looked at the camera angle, if he turned the other way, he was straight through. So why is he holding it on to lay it off to someone else to then pass it back? Sometimes you just need. I sometimes think this team overcomplicates things, and just sometimes look at the game. Do the basics. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't try and walk the ball into the net. And I do think that's where these corners come from, trying to walk the ball into the net. There's no need to take these short corners. Just lash it into the box. And who knows? It can come off your head, it can come off your arse, come off your chest, anything. But if you don't do that, then...
Do you think Oxford have a set piece coach, Coxey?
Well, it's certainly debatable whether we have one or not.
Well, we don't. But there's many people in the chat saying, like Mike D, for example, set piece coach in the summer, please. We're a third-tier English, third-tier team. I don't know many second-tier teams that have dedicated set-piece coaches, let alone third-tier.
Yeah.
Do you think Oxford have one?
Possibly, yeah. Or possibly it's just...
No, I don't think they do, Coxey. No.
Well, maybe Carl Robinson...
They'll have a general coach. The aim of the game is put the ball in the box. Simple as that. And make it quality. You're telling me you can't find one player in a blue shirt this year that put a ball in the box that actually beats the first man? That seems like an absolute nonsense to me. Mm-hmm. Nonsense. You can't find one town player this year that puts a ball in the box.
Yeah, I haven't made a great deal of notes today for the match, but my first sentence is I hate short corners, and I hate short corners. Always have done. It's such a fucking waste.
Yeah,
it really is.
It is when you don't put the ball in the box, but even when you do, and it doesn't beat the first man. That's a consistent and constant theme of the. That's all I'd be working on. Forget anything else. That's all. If of course, at this point of the season, and you're dominating teams, Coxie. Every time you got a corner, which in League One's quite a lot, really. I don't know what the stats to back that up, but from my eyes, it tells me you get an awful lot of corners, most notably from defenders whacking it clear or scuffing a clearance or panicking. All we'd do Monday to Friday is corners. That's all we would do until we got it right and got it right on a consistent basis, because that's a good, as Oxford just proved, it's a good opportunity to rescue or win a game.
Yeah.
Why are we now nearly in April and we still can't do the basic? It's
No,
a basic.
I wouldn't say it's this. I'd say there's been many seasons we've been absolutely crap at set pieces. It goes back probably to McCarthy, the sort of the latter stage of McCarthy. We never have been very good at when we have the set piece, the free kicks and the corners, to use them. And as you just said, it's such a great opportunity to win your 3 points, or in Oxford's case today, rescue a point at a crucial time.
At a very crucial time for them. Before we bring in Louis, let's have a quick look at the league table. Depressing as it may, you'll be surprised to find we're still in 9th. 67 is Sunderland. 6 points, 2 games effectively, 3 really to overtake. Obviously, that win would have brought Oxford bang into it. As it is, they are on the margin of being involved in the mix. Mm. But is it a little bit too much to do now, Louis? What do you think?
I don't know, mate, anymore. I think it's done now. So,
what do you make of the afternoon?
I listened to it anyway. I spent the first half pretty much just watching the F1, and I was just listening to the game in the background, and it was like, so it was just a game of 2 hours, because Oxford just seemed like we just seemed so messy in the first half, and in the second half we took total control of that game. And they did what we just can't do all season. They scored from a corner because we're too busy putting short corners in the box, like you said. And I thought Selena should have been taking the corners, because I think he's one of our best players at putting balls in the box. But yeah, I don't know what was going on today. I think that's it for. I think now Bond's going to start getting skill. I think that might be it now for Joe Pigott, to be fair.
Yeah, talk to me about Joe. Obviously, goals aren't just the only measuring stick of a striker, but they are the big one. But today, even his all-round play seemed off. Kurt, what did you make of Joe? Obviously, I listened the same as Louis. What did you just make of it?
I think it's like I said pre-game. None of the strikers are calling out for that shirt, and I think Joe Pigott today. I think he's almost done his chances. He's even less favourable now. I didn't think it could be, but I think today. I just saw a striker today who, whether anyone disagrees with it, I just saw a striker who is completely done in. I saw a striker who couldn't even get the ball to stick to his feet. Anytime the ball was put up to him, it was a lackluster pass elsewhere, or he lost it instantly. And there was nothing for him. I mean, some people say that Bond changed it in the second half. I wouldn't really say Bond changed that. I thought Morsey was probably the best sub of the two. I thought he certainly took a hold of that midfield and did more in that midfield. But yeah, I'm with Louis. I think Pigott there. I think for me that's him done and dusted now. I think for his sake more than ours. I think his sake it just hasn't worked out for him. It happens. Like I was watching Talk Time yesterday. Will Keane couldn't really get into double figures there. Absolutely banging it in Wigan now. Sometimes it's just right man, wrong club, and I think that is the case for Joe Pigott at the moment.
Right man, wrong club, says Curtis. Louis, is he a McKenna footballer? Like when you see Joe Pigott playing, about the way we play under McKenna, did you think, oh yeah, definitely he's a McKenna player, or do you think actually he's a little bit technically not what we want?
Yeah, I don't think he's the type of striker that suits McKenna's way, because McKenna got the best out of Jackson, and Jackson's a striker with pace that runs in behind. I don't think Pigott's got Piggott, Bon or Nord really have sort of the pace that Jackson does. Piggott's more of a hold-up player that fits into teams that put balls in the box and have got teams with a bit of height, whereas Jackson's someone who he'll make those he makes one way he'll just turn and he'll just run with pace, literally. He's the sort of striker that suits McKenna, in my opinion.
Yeah. Coxie, what do you think of it?
Yeah, briefly summed up there. It isn't going to work out. We could play him every game to the rest of the season. Bless him. He's just not. He's not when he's getting the luck. He's not. He couldn't buy a goal. It's just not working out for him now. And
was it luck today though, or was it actually just didn't play well?
Bit of both. You make your own luck, and he didn't play well enough to create that luck. So yeah. But as Louis said, I don't think going forward after this season that McKenna will see him. Will sort of say bye bye, and he seems to sort of, as we have seen with Jackson sadly out for the season, but a different player under McKenna, and that boy's got pace.
He certainly has. Vince Burgess was great until sleeping at last corner. Piggott and Carroll hindered the team. Morsey changed the game. Neil Perks just not happened for Piggott. Real shame for the chaps. Doesn't need to be working out. Simon and Nicky, in my opinion, doesn't look happy here. I don't think he was ever happy here. Matt Stannard, ref, was woeful. 2, shouldn't be allowed in charge of important matches. Facebook user, so frustrating. We have done. I'll get your thoughts on this one, Curtis. I can sense this is a Curtis reply. So frustrating we haven't done so well under McKenna, but the poor start under Cook has cost us this season.
This squad has cost us this season. We can blame Cook, and he is part to blame, but this squad is also it has to carry that it has to carry a portion of blame, because let's face it, this is the squad that even under McKenna has failed to string 3 wins together. We can blame Cook for the slow start, which clearly hindered us. It clearly did us no favours, but this is still the same squad that still hasn't been able to get 3 wins under McKenna. So we can lay the blame at Cook's door, which I do, and I still do, and I've got to say, it is with this squad, and unfortunately, that's what we have to live with until the summer, when McKenna can get his hands on it and really mould it into what he wants. But also to touch on another topic there, we need to stop going on about these referees. I'm bored of talking about these referees. There is only one way to stop us blaming the referees, and that's by doing our jobs at both ends of the pitch. We need to take them out of the equation and do our jobs, because when we start getting to these, well, the referee was terrible. Don't give them the chance to be terrible. Do our jobs that you need to do at both ends, because that is what League One is. That is what we have to get used to. And believe me, as far as I remember, when we were in the Championship, it wasn't any better then. It wasn't any better then.
No.
We can't keep saying that the officiating is bad. We all know it's bad, but just do our jobs, and then let everything else take control. Let everything else take control.
Absolutely. Letting Durrant. Chapman was very quiet today. Honestly, feel like a defeat again. We've still got hope. Oscar S. All I'm looking for is improvement. It will take time, but we are improving. Yeah, I should hope so too. With the budget improving the way it has. I mean,
10 unbeaten.
10. Well, yeah. How many wins are there out of 10?
Not sure.
That's the key. Is
that it for Wednesday then? I think, isn't it?
Not enough. It must be. Yeah. Or do we play Bolton after Wednesday? I can never remember which way round those two came. Neil, Jackson will stay with us. Bond at the right price, but definitely the goal scorer, maybe 2. Away day beers. Can't forget Pig lost his dad not so long ago. I had the beers on ice as well. I had the pints and points. And now I've had a pint. No, now I've had a point. I'm not sure if I can even have a pint. I mean, does it, it's just reward, don't know. Stuart Isaac. Stop being so negative. McKenna has done brilliantly. Kept that small amount of hope going. Be realistic. Season should have been over earlier. Can't wait for next season.
I can't recall any of us saying McKenna hasn't done brilliantly.
Well, no.
Yeah, McKenna's done wonderfully. I think
He's done well.
As we've said, as well, what I've said, our biggest consistency is our inconsistency, and it's like today, like Neil Perks has said there. I said this before the game. I said whenever we have the chance to get one up on our rivals, we just don't seem to do it. And today was that perfect chance where we could have got those 3 points, and everyone around us has dropped points again. And
the thing is, Kurt, the last time I was on a show with you, we had a certain contributor on saying no big deal, a 0-0 draw at home on a Tuesday night, and that we're all knobs for being negative, right? Fair play.
We
You
go.
did. Right, no. But as Mike D has just said, you can't keep blaming the start. We beat Cheltenham, we beat Pompey, we win today, we beat Morecambe, we're in the top 6 at a canter. Even if you just turn the 2 0-0s into 6 points as opposed to 2. So, yeah, the start didn't help. I absolutely agree. But we've had results more recently that are just as bad, if not worse, because it's in the important part of the season when you know sort of the task in front of you. And that's not being negative. That's not criticising Kieran McKenna. I think it's a wonderful asset to this football club and going to be a fantastic manager for many years to come. But we have over-egged our own football team this year, Coxie, in the sense of we've got the greatest squad in League One, or we've got a great amount of depth, or whatever it might be. When the chips are counted, this is a 9th, 10th placed mid-table League One team.
Yeah, the league doesn't know. And we've been in 9th for a bloody long while, and chances are that's when we're going to end up and finish the season. Yeah, I mean, we have done, but, if you think about a year ago when, our doom was lifted and Marcus Evans was finally shown the door, there's so much. It's different. It's different this time. I know we are probably going to come up short again, but there's so much more positivity. There's so much more positive, and digressing here about when you had Ashton yesterday doing his, what's going to happen. It does sort of show how broken our club truly was, and it's going to take a lot of fixing. And as he said, it's about getting the infrastructure to move forward. And we still have. I think we still got to learn. I think stop blaming the referees. That's a good shout. We've now been in this league for 3 seasons. It's looking like 4. So the referees are never going to change. This.
No.
And we're never much better in the Championship. So we're going to have to learn to do our stellar stuff, as Curtis said, and we're going to have to. Learn how to shit house when needed, and learn how to take set pieces to win us a game in the last minute or get us a draw and get us a vital point. But still work to be done.
I'm with you. Totally with you. I think football fans, Louis, before I let you go, criticising referees will never ever change, because if you win a game of football and the ref was bad, it's not something you give much thought to. But the moment you don't win, you are sort of looking for any type of excuse. And let's be brutally honest, what did he miss today that would have resulted in us getting a goal? Because we don't score from free kicks or corners. So you might as well not bother with giving us those anyway.
Exactly, you might as well not bother. It's like Curtis said, we can't keep blaming these referees. But that seems to be the first thing now that fans do when we don't win. It's always...
That's any fan, though, isn't it? That's football in general. That's
football fans,
because he's the man in the middle, and you always feel that foul on the 18-yard box. If you're given that, but I'll ask, do we score free kicks even? Like, it ain't just corners we've got issue with here. It's the whole set piece range. I feel, if it was a range in Tesco, you'd send it back because it'd be bloody rotten. Let's be honest. Right, Louis, appreciate you. Speak to you soon.
Okay.
Keep smiling. Oh, by the way, what happened in the F1?
Leclerc got pole, Verstappen 2nd, Sainz 3rd.
Where's Hamilton and Russell?
5th and 6th, I think. So, yeah. Wait. Yeah, 5th and 6th, yeah.
Not bad. Ferrari boys back on top. Oh, sorry, Louis. Did you say something? The old trigger finger there was a bit fast.
Trigger happy again, yeah.
Chris Boyd. Anyone can give up the season because they think we'll cakewalk it next season. Is living in cloud cuckoo land. Norman Greenwood. We don't have a balanced squad. Spot on, brother. We need better cover for Morsey. I did say that in January. I was on the phone. Ashton, my arm disappearing, man. This is cool. It's like I feel like I'm in that press conference. Oh, there it goes. Ben Moore gets Selena on the ball and Burns was on fire. Mike D. Well said, Cox. To the side of bias, didn't think for the first time in years. I'm really cheesed off with the fact we've been so inconsistent. Love McKenna, but there's mass. I suppose you could look at the draws, Curtis, and say, well, that's consistency. We have brought a little bit of consistency to the party since McKenna took over.
I mean, about everything, yeah, you speak the truth. I mean, win, draw, win, draw. it is a level of consistency. It's just not the level of consistency we need at this moment in time. I mean, if you started the season with that, absolutely fantastic. But unfortunately, there was ground to make up, and win-win draw just doesn't help when everyone around you is also win-win drawing at the same time as you. So unfortunately, the mentality side of it for this squad, whilst I wouldn't say it has a failures mentality like the squad of past seasons has, I do think there needs to be some kind of winning mentality installed into this team. There needs to be a transfer in the summer for me that really does blow the socks off everyone else. I think, and we had a couple of them this summer, but I think we need someone this summer now who's going to bring that winner's mentality, because I think this squad, it needs a boost. Okay, you can see it, and it irks me so much that we rely on Sam Morsey to play every single game. I know he's the captain, but I don't think we should be relying so much on one player to change a game for us. I mean, people talk about depth that we might have, but it's not strength in depth. It's not strength in depth, because how can it be if we're so worried when Morsey is out with an injury?
Yeah,
you can't call it strength in depth. It's just depth. And without being funny, if you want strength in depth, you're gonna have to blow a bit of money to get that. And sometimes you're gonna have to upset a few people by letting them know that they're gonna be second choice fighting for first place. It's what it's gonna happen. But today's a bit that goal at the end it rubbed a bit of salt in the wounds. It was the story of the season, to be honest. And I think when you're so close, when you're mere seconds away from getting the much needed 3 points, it hurts a bit more. It hurts a bit more.
It does. Yeah, you got that blow.
Feels like defeat.
I was preparing to go live. I was doing my pre-live tinkle, and I was thinking, oh, that brings Oxford back into the mix. 4 goals between us and Oxford. You know, this is now suddenly a 2-team we're chasing. And then Brenner delivered the blow, as he often does. And,
So I said it before, Gav, the draws are really good for Marks and Spencers and Ann Summers.
Well, I had to pick my drawers up, Coxie, and dust myself down and get on with it, son. But, a bit gutted. Have your say now on your platform. We are going to have 15 minutes left, I think. 15, 20. Well, 15, because I've got to get the lasagna out of the oven. Don't want to burn it. The in-laws are eating it. Rabbit Man 39. Good goals win games. They absolutely do. I tell you, you mentioned Morsey there, Kurt. I think we need another 4 or 5 Sam Morseys. And I don't necessarily mean his playing ability. I mean his attitude, application, and just warrior spirit. That never... So, when that goal goes in, and the clip I've seen, he ain't happy. He's livid.
Yeah,
the only one that is livid. Yeah, the rest are all disappointed. Not saying they're not. But he's really... You need... And look at him last week. Playing on one leg. Look at him this week. So, it would have been easy for anybody to say, yeah, you know what? Shut me down. Or I can't play today. Or whatever. Absolute warrior. You need 4 or 5 more of those. Put your body on the line. Put your neck on the line. Put your legs on the line. Put whatever it needs on the line.
It's winner's mentality, isn't it? It's like say it's never say die attitude. It's that winner's mentality, and I don't think, and this is the only thing bad I'll say about this ownership so far is that I just don't think January helped us in the slightest. I think
the new manager didn't help that though, did he? Because he didn't quite know what he had or what he didn't have.
No, but I think surely you've got a very big backroom staff, including Mark Ashton now, who. Like all of us, can see that we rely very heavily on Morsey to be starting in that midfield. We rely very much on the cogs turning when Evans and Morsey are both playing. Without them, we have a mix and match midfield, and I think everyone can see that. I'd like to imagine everyone can see that, because without them, it's very much hit and miss. Whether Backinson plays well, who again I didn't realise he was there today. Carroll again, nah. It's so annoying to think that the progress that we've made under McKenna now, if we just invested a little bit more in January and got a solid backup for Morsey, or I say backup, but Evans is injured now, someone to play alongside Morsey, like it irks me a bit that we didn't like for all the recruitment in the summer. We didn't just like have a bit more in January, and I think that's what the most annoying thing is about now. But saying that, because for me the hopes did die today. Now I do look ahead to next season, and you know what, those green shoots that we long knew about, they are there. They are growing, albeit at a win-win draw pace. But they are getting there, and I think in a few tweaks in the summer, this could be quite an exciting year next year. Now.
The thing is, though, I take that you are right on the face of it, and I've often said that myself. But actually, when you think about the timing of it all, McKenna's first game was Wickham, which was the 27th, 28th of December. It would have been very maybe harsh on some players, maybe too quick to judge. In reality, the management change came too late. I've said that often. It made us have a new manager for most of January that was still learning the squad, still forming opinions, assessing opinions. Players out in the cold that were returning from the cold, Caden Jackson being one of them. He didn't know what he had. Let's be honest. So it would have been very difficult for him to make any snap call on players coming in, players coming out, and all that sort of stuff. But at least now in the summer, he knows fully what he's got, Cox. There's no hiding place for any of this this group of players. You've all had a good chunk of time now to lay down the marker and say this is what I'm all about. So that's the only difference I'd say from this point to what Curtis is saying there, isn't it? In reality, I think. Yeah,
he's now had time. I mean, for me, the January transfer window is never. I don't know. It's neither use nor ornament to me. It's not very often people sign big unless it's you're a Chelsea or a Manchester City. I'd have silly sleeve man to go out and do it. But McKenna now has had time to look at what he's got, know what he's got, and know what he's got to do to move on. And in that time, you've got to remember his first managerial job. So he's only very few games into that, isn't he?
Craig
barely 20.
All ready to send a big game Selena text Gov till that ending.
I was ready to come on here and eat humble pie and shout down my big game burst and quips and I've been doing with you, but sadly.
Norman Morse was having a go at Thompson for a lack of urgency. Jordan, fair play restrictions stopped us a lot. Ian Hayho agreed it shows how much we miss Evans, Simon and Nicky. I didn't mind Backinson today. Thompson was the weakest player in my opinion. I hope you're enjoying your holiday wherever you've been today, Nicky and Simon. Matt Stannard, Backinson was immense second half, Curtis. Oscar, one thing I don't like is ever-playing mentality. Why complicate a simple game? Like with the pre-assist to assist. Neil Perks, £2.50. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. At least buys the lasagna. Jason Clayton, Backinson and Morsey together, all a good combo.
I think that's what annoys me though, because as far as I'm aware, we have someone who's specifically in the building now to do with recruitment. Do we not? We have like a head of recruitment specialist or something.
Well, you've got a team. So, you've got Andy Rolls and
So I think that's what annoys me more is if you're led to believe what some people say is that Ashton had a fairly big role in bringing some players into the club. So
it's a mutual thing, isn't it? It's very much it's like me finding this microphone and saying I think you should use it. You've got to want to use it.
Well, I just think if it was clear to see that we needed a bit of help in midfield, from a fan standpoint, although you want to leave a lot of your decisions to your manager, you would imagine that your CEO, whatever he is, the head, whatever he is, you would imagine that he would have had a word and say, like, listen, in terms of strength and depth in midfield, your backups, you're talking Elmiz, who can't get a run. You're talking Tom Carroll, who, again, before this season, very injury prone. Like, you would imagine that he would have had a word with said manager in regards to that. I think that's the most annoying bit about it, is the fact that it's quite plainly obvious that we need someone to partner Morsey who is of equal standard, because he sets the standard in that team. As you said at the end there, he was absolutely fuming with it. absolutely livid, angry, and that is what I want to see. That is what I want to see, and he sets that standard within the team. So, and for me, it's quite obvious that we need players of equal caliber. And I know they're hard to get, and I know they cost a lot, but if we don't want to do the dirty things in League One to get out of it, and we just want to carry on playing nice football to get our way out of the league, unfortunately, if that's the way you want to go, you're gonna have to lay out a bit of money. Because if you don't want to go,
they've done that, to be fair, though, haven't they? They have.
It's
not a short of money this year. It's not a lack of fun. It's not a lack of ambition. It's a lack of.
No, but it can't stop. When you set a standard like that, though, it then has to carry on, because you've made the judgments then that you wanted Harper out on loan, which we then did. And for me, I don't think you see Harper again based off his
possibly
loan with Crew. I don't think you see him again. So if you set a standard of spending so much, you then need to, when it comes to January, where, let's face it, the season was very much make and break under a new manager, you then need to make the tough decisions. And again, if it means paying that little bit extra to get that important player alongside Morsey, you have to do it. You have to do it, because then this is where that sense of disappointment comes, where we all knew what was needed in that midfield. And listen, if we had Evans, it might be completely different games. But again, that just shows our, let's say, strength in depth, shall we say. That just shows that we are very reliant on the two cogs of Morsey and Evans pulling the strings in that midfield. Because for me, I know we've got Backinson on a loan, and I know it's all with a view to a permanent. I don't see us making it permanent. I don't think he's offered us anything that we can't go out and spend a bit more in the summer to get someone a little bit better than him. And for me, Carroll, for some reason, I do think Carroll will actually stay for some very odd reasons.
Now you've definitely depressed me. If that wasn't enough, what you were saying beforehand,
yeah,
you've now definitely well and truly fucking depressed
me. Well, this is all. Let's face it. This is all because we went on today. So that is the issue, unfortunately. But,
right, we have had our first message out of the dressing room. It is from Janoy the Nation on Twitter. He has just tweeted out a heartbreak emoji. I do feel for Janoy. I think he played fairly well today. I've got Neil Perks and Colin Plum waiting. We've got 10 minutes left, and I want to do some team ratings. Frank Gibbs, absolutely gutted. Football is so cruel. Corners have been our Achilles heel for so long. Conceding them and taking them, proud of the team through, though, and roll on next season. Mike D. Just think about the spine. We've improved in 6 months. We used to have Holy, Chambers, Enciala, Skuse, Judge, and Hawkins. We now have Walton, Wolf, George, Morsey, Selena, Chaplin. We'll get better. McSaucepan. How's McTeapot? It hurts to lose, but at least we got to see those fibres of play before we scored. Yeah. For a moment, we could believe, hey, McSaucepan. £1.49 from John. John, we love you. Thank you very much, my brother. Oscar S., at least we have the 4 sides to our stadium. It's a small consolation, but we'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it. Neil, what did you make of today's game?
I only had Soccer Saturday on, Gov, and I was just listening to a bit of the commentary as well. But yeah, like everyone said, it's just gutting, isn't it? So late in the day, and I don't know. I was just sat there, and I just had this real bad feeling. I thought something we've got. It's the last minute, and then the next minute, Jeff Stelling saying, "Oh, it's a late go." They get lots of late goes, and you just think, "Oh man, it's happened again, isn't it?"
It has happened. Well, it has happened. For them. It's happened again. Difference is the final piece of quality. Is it season over for you?
It is now, Gov. Yeah, it's season over.
It did say in the chat, yeah.
John Budge is depressed. I'm ordering a curry. I hate curry. John, I feel ya. Just imagine how I feel. I've got the in-laws waiting for me downstairs.
It just gets better and better.
Hopefully Colin can give me a 45-minute dialogue on Sir Bobby Robson. Keep me from going down the stairs. If they're watching, I'm joking. I love you very dearly. Neil, how's your evening looking?
I've not got a lot planned really, Gov. Just chilling out. I'll go to the gym tomorrow and do a few bits. Catch the chat tomorrow afternoon. Yeah, just taking it easy tonight.
Because we're not live tomorrow afternoon. We are live tomorrow evening. No, tomorrow because of the special presentation of the ladies' game. We are live tomorrow at 9 p.m. We also have a talking wrestling show at 8 p.m. where we'll look at the life and career of one Scott Hall or Razor Ramon.
The bad guy.
Yes. Hey, yo. If you're a wrestling fan, do tune in. I hope you've soundproofed your room, Gov. I ain't scared of them, Mike. Curtis, what's the difference between the Outlaws and the In-Laws? Outlaws are wanted. But now I really am in trouble. Drinnen says Louis Fenton. Louis cruising for him. Look at that. What are you bringing Drinnen into my chat for?
Somebody just had to make it that iota worse for you, didn't they?
They did. Right, before I bring Colin in, Bersan Selena got a goal today. Is that enough? Do you want to see him back in next year, Neil? What do you think?
I think you'd be silly to not want a player like that back next year, but the trouble is he just doesn't seem to be consistent enough, does he? Or deliver enough, really, not for the sort of player he is.
True. Didn't do nothing apart from the goal, Coxie. What did you see about Bersan Saleh?
Well, I've been one of his biggest critics, as I said earlier on. I've been a bit flippant and calling him big game Bersan, and today he did step up to the mark. But fair comment by Mr. Perks there. He hasn't been consistent. When we got him back in the summer, we thought, this is going to be the difference. He's going to be our player who's going to, score that set piece in the last minute. But he hasn't.
Well, he hasn't done it. No. What would you have given today, Coxie? Selena out of 10. What would you have given him?
A solid 7.
A 7. Kurt, would you give him Selena a 7?
He's a 6 without the goal, 7 with the goal.
Yeah, I think he's a 6 with the goal.
I think
if it's the winner, it's a 7. As it's a not. I mean, I could have scored that, and I've got a walk with a stick. It was basically an open goal. It was.
I think it's like me and Cox said in the pre-game show. For me, it doesn't work having 2 10s play. I still stand by. It doesn't work having Chaplin and Selena on the pitch at the same time. It doesn't work. And for me, only one player can have a space in that team, because I think that for 89 minutes of that game, it wasn't working. And luckily, he got the goal. And as I saw Mike D put it on Twitter, Chaplin did get the pre assist. So it worked for 1 minute of the game, but we can't be relying on 1 minute. We can't be relying on 1 minute. We need consistency throughout the team. And I think if you're gonna play Selena, Chaplin, one has to play. You can't play both. You can't play. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Okay, all right, fair point. Neil, enjoy the Saturday night, enjoy the gym, and hopefully see you tomorrow night when we're live our one-off 9 p.m. special. Norman, when is Talking Crown Green Bowling on? Whenever somebody who likes Crown Green Bowling wants to do a show. Mike D talking Twiddlywinks. Mike D talking wrestling. How old are you? Hey, I just host shows. Tomorrow is Rich and Alex Wilson tomorrow. I just host a show. But hey, yo. Colin, what did you make of today?
Even Gov.
Good
well, something unbelievable happened to me today. I was listening to the radio. I said to Vanessa, I was going to go to the bathroom, right? Bearing in mind, I actually just looked at my phone and it said 94 minutes on there. I thought, right, okay, it's all done. Go to the bathroom, right, and come back ready for the show. I heard Vanessa say, she was in here, like, reading them, or doing a crossword, and she was on the Sky Sports Saturday. She said, Oxford have scored, Colin. I said, you are joking me. I thought she was actually pulling me leg. Come in, and there it was, 1-1, that some woman was on there saying about the goal. And do you know what? I couldn't believe it. And I thought, I felt so shell-shocked, because having listened to the whole game, and everybody said what they said is right. I mean, first half was a bit, probably 60-40 towards them, maybe. Second half, we was absolutely, well, from what I heard from Brenner and Martin Stewart, it seemed like, not domination, but like, really controlling the game kind of thing. And when we scored, I couldn't really ever see us conceding. And especially after, we've been defending in the last 9-10 games, I thought it was, it's just done. And I feel more I feel really for like all ourselves, but I genuinely feel sorry for the 17, 1800 who went down there today because,
Pay your money,
you know,
take
it's
your
maybe.
choice.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, Gov, but I, you know, those people who go generally go most weeks, and you feel for them, you know, because, you know, it is a long way home when somebody scores out of 95 minutes. It's a long way home when somebody scores out of 85 minutes, let alone 95. So I feel for Rich and Matt Stannard and all the rest of them, Lee Brown and everybody
I
who's
don't
down.
feel for Rich. I ain't feeling nothing for Rich. He came on here and told me the 0-0 draw at Cheltenham was no big thing. Not the end of the world, is it? Well, I'm not feeling nothing today, son, because I feel like as sick as I did then today. So.
And Colin, you said to me on WhatsApp, Rich said Plymouth won't be there.
Well,
where were they?
They're doing well. They're riding high.
They're doing well. My point exactly.
The thing is with Plymouth, Coxie, is that they had a fantastic start of the season. They had a hiccup, but they've gone again.
Yeah,
you know,
new manager, yeah.
I think they've won 5 or 6 on the bounce again. And if you get 15 or 18, whatever it is, points, I think it's 15 on the bounce. You know, that's a comeback and a half. You know, and under a new manager as well. You know, I watched them down at Home Park, and they're not brilliant. We should have beat them down there. To be fair, we played really, really well in the first half. Should have went in 1-0 up. Conceded a very sloppy goal, banging. Well, it was the same again, banging injury time in the first half. They came out a different side. They weren't brilliant. I mean, I would still expect us to beat them next Saturday, if I'm honest. They're missing Jeff Cott, and they're also missing one of their other best players on Saturday. Got 2 players out. I would expect Town to beat them on Saturday. Look, I want to give people some kind of optimism who support our football club. We've got 7 games left. We've got 21 points to play for. You know, obviously you can't go gung-ho. You can't do that against the likes of Rotherham and Wigan, whatever. But come on, we've got nothing to lose now whatsoever. 21 points. Let's aim for 21.
Okay. I like that.
21. By the way, Gav, how many points have we got as of now? Is it 61?
Not enough, but yeah, I'll have a quick look. I just caught a whiff of my lasagna. God, it smells good. Smells good, people. I'm going to have to end the show in a minute. There you go. Matt, perhaps we have got a bright spark tonight. We are on 61, sir.
Right, we can get 82 points. What you want to do, Kieran, you want to put a piece of paper up in the dressing room. 7 games left. Put the teams who you're playing, and put equals beside each game. And that, you know, from 61 down to 82.
Absolutely.
Right.
But for now, the only thing counting down is my timer and my lasagna. And Leighton Durrant is right. Lasagna is burning, not London burning. Lasagna is burning, and the garlic bread ain't going to cook itself. Right, Joe Colin, I've no doubt you'll come back tomorrow night. Invite or not.
Well, look, I am not giving up.
Good man.
I'm not giving up. Would those people? Are those people in Ukraine giving up?
Oh Christ, Colin! Colin!
They're not giving up. They'll never give up.
Oh mate, you can't compare the two. You can't compare the two, Colin.
Oh, absolutely not. But they will never give up.
No. Okay. Jason Clayton, the football is good. Just go and watch the football McKenna is now delivering for the last 7 games. Absolutely. We're back tomorrow, 9 p.m. A one-off time slot because the ladies are playing in the afternoon. So go do support them. They are on the red button as well. But we're done. We're dusted. Colin, thank you very much, sir. Have a great evening. Curtis, I do appreciate you this afternoon. Thank you for being a wonderful member of the Matchday ticket. And Coxie, as always, superb. But we're done. We're dusted. With love, with care. We will see you all tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Adios.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better without what's been holding us back now.